There are no surprises for me, and I'm sure for you, when it comes to Dr. Anthony Fauci. This is a guy who is on TV more than some people I know who are TV hosts. I mean, this is someone who every time you look up, it seems we're getting another lecture, more out of one side of the mouth than out of the other side of his mouth, babbling about the public health measures and all this other nonsense that we hear from this guy who's been wrong at critical points, really every critical point of the pandemic, who has been fear-mongering, who has enjoyed the limelight far too much. As we know, he's even got a book that's coming out now. That's right, because that's what we really need. Another book on leadership from a feckless bureaucrat. But Dr. Fauci's not having the best week ever, and it's because of a Freedom of Information Act request that has allowed people to go through these emails for themselves that have to do with his communications at the early stages of the pandemic using his official account. Remember, government email accounts, people can actually get access to that stuff, although some of it is blacked out. There are some redactions that have been made. But it goes over a number of major issues like masks and whether the virus was engineered and coordination on the lab leak theory. So let's dive into this. First off, as you know, near and dear to my heart, masks. How is it that over the course of just a few months from the beginning of the pandemic, we went from masks don't really do anything, aren't a necessary public health step, to if you don't double mask, that was by January of 2021, if you don't double mask, you don't take the virus seriously. What rigorous real-world testing did they do? No, they did some laboratory spray gun tests through a mask and said, well, there's less droplets, so I guess that means less virus, as if that's in any way really dealing with how transmission of this occurs in real-world settings. Turns out Dr. Fauci kind of knew this back in February of 2020. He said this is in an email, masks are really for infected people to prevent them from spreading infection to people who are not infected, rather than protecting uninfected people from acquiring infection. The typical mask you buy in the drugstore is not really effective in keeping out virus, which is small enough to pass through the material. It might, however, provide some slight benefit in keeping out gross droplets if someone coughs or sneezes on you. I do not recommend you wear a mask. Could it be any more clear than that? Now, if you in the last year have been saying things like, hold on a second, the virus is so small that it can easily pass through the mesh of a mask like this, they say, and remember, you can breathe, you're breathing through the mask all the time. It's not an actual airtight seal. So stuff's coming in, stuff's coming out. Don't worry about it. Don't pay any attention to it. Just shut your mouth, do what you're told. That's what they say. Well, we've got yet another bit of evidence here to suggest that what we knew for the last 100 years or so about masks all of a sudden was forgotten very conveniently by Dr. Fauci when there was a public health pandemic, not just a pandemic, but also an anxiety pandemic, an outcry for something to be done. And so Fauci offered them, yes, masks, those will save us. How'd that work out for us?